Hi there, my mate Vince here, back again with another Rolls Royce video. In this one today, I'm going to be trying to sort out the speakers of this car here. So every single speaker, well, I don't know about that door yet because I haven't taken a panel off that one, but every other door has the speakers just like this here, where you can see the rubber around the edge has just degraded and fallen out. Now I can still get sound out of the speakers, but I presume they're not going to pump out the correct sound because they're not really going to be vibrating properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try, if possible, to, I'm not sure if it's called refoaming them, I haven't looked this up at all yet, but I've just read in the comments that it can be done. So I thought, let's try and do it on video, it might be quite interesting. So I'm going to take all the speakers out, bring them over to the yellow mat and try to fix them. If not, I'll get replacement speakers. Oh look, the connections are different as well, one's small and one's big. So it's a Pioneer 60 watt 4 amp impedance. It says max music power 20 watt nom dot power. Okay, it'd be nice if I could fix them. Oh, we even have a capacitor here in line with this. Do you know what, I've never seen that before. Not that I've seen many speakers. Right, we need to take them out now from each of the other doors. I suppose by rights really that capacitor might need changing after all these years. Okay, I have all 4 speakers out now, so we need to see if we can sort them out. But look, bad news. Do you remember on this one here I had to replace this because it was rusted? Well, I thought that it didn't work because of that, but we know that the window works over here. But look, obviously it must be a design fault because this is the first time I've taken this panel off, and look what we have down here. We have one of these again. So the same thing's happened here. That should be up here, and it's what the window sits onto to allow it to move up and down nicely. So when this window's dropping like this, which it does on the way up, it's because that's not there. So these spring, the wire guides and the springs are not doing anything. So annoyingly, I've got to remake that one as well. I've got to weld up that one, so that involves getting the window out of this side. Okay, we're back on the old blue mat now because I've got a feeling this is going to be a bit of a dirty job. So, what I did just off camera, I just got an old glue stick and I just went around here and it flaked off so nice. Watch this. Look at that, look how rotten it is. So I don't want to damage this paper bit on the inside, or cardboard, but I just want to get rid of the glue and stuff from around the edge. Now I've had a look, you can buy refoam kits for various different speakers, but not these ones here. And I can't buy any of these anymore. These are Pioneer TS1323. It says 60 watts max power, 20 watts nominal or normal power. And I remember my amp was 4 times 25 watts, I think it was. So if I can get these ones working, I will do. But I can get 35 watt speakers, which I'm sure are going to be fine because my amp won't be able to power them more than that anyway, so they're going to be underpowered, so I presume that's going to be fine as long as they're not too underpowered, for £20 each. So I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time on this, but if I can fix these, then I will do. So you can get kits for other popular speakers, but not for this one here. There's only one other person selling this particular speaker, and they're brand new, but because they're so old, all of the foam around the edge has perished, so they're going to be no better than these. Now, I know these are producing sounds because I've heard it, you know, when I've got the radio working. So what I'm thinking about doing is, I could be lucky and I could get some Chinese refoam kits. They mostly come from China, so I'm going to have to wait quite a while for them to arrive, and I might be able to get one that will kind of fit. But what I'm wondering is, can I make my own? So that's what I'm going to try to do in this video here. I'm just going to try to make my own on this one and see what happens. Let me get a 9-volt battery. I just want to show you the depth that it has to go. So these ones here are 2-way speakers. It says here, coaxial 2-way. So if you have a look, we have a speaker on the outside part here, and then we've got a smaller speaker on the inside part here. Yeah. So there's actually 2 speakers. I suppose, would it be the low sounds and the high sounds, like a tweeter type thing? Watch this now. If I put the 9-volt battery on here, you can see how much it will jump. There. So can you see how much it pulled down? So look, it goes down that much, yeah? And then if we go the other way, you can see that how much it goes up. So what we need to do is we need to somehow get something to seal around the edge, but also make it flexible. Obviously, originally this was some sort of rubber, very thin rubber. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Right, I have got this tape here, and this is what you use for tying up wiring looms in cars, you know, wire wrapping. So I wonder, that doesn't look very see-through, and it's cloth. I wonder, could I just put this along here and then maybe just do the, obviously it's not round, but maybe I could just rub some of this into the joins. The problem is I need it to kind of be baggy, because otherwise it's not going to, or will it still pull in and out, I wonder. Tell you what, let's just start cutting this up in maybe 2 centimetre lengths and see if I can get it, see what it looks like. I've still got movement like that. Well, that seems to be a bit of a winner, but I can't leave it like that because I think let's put it in. Well, it's got movement and it seems to be twitching. I don't know what it's going to sound like, but maybe it would sound better than having nothing there. Remember, if it's awful, I haven't really spent much money, I can just go out and buy them. It's just experimenting. Right, so now what I'm going to do is smear a thin layer of this liquid tape everywhere. Ooh, how relaxing is that? So I'm going into a bit of a trance editing up this one. So what I'm doing here, gotta wake myself up, what I'm doing here is basically putting on the liquid tape because the fabric tape won't be completely airtight, will it? So by putting on the liquid tape around it, then once it sets, that should go like a very, very thin kind of rubber glove. I'm hoping this is going to work. Anyway, while we're doing this thing, let's wake ourselves up a little bit. Let's give a shout out to them. My mate Vince Massive, and this month the members are kipdigital.com, Kip Hakes, Max Rokotansky, Having Fun Repairs, Will Michaelis, Chris Seal, Felipe at mrkeeves.com, DJVG, Ellis Garbett, Pixie, Robert from Timsy's Auto Air, Daniel Watson, and Zeke's C. So as always, thank you to the Massive and also to all the other Patreons as well. Now, hopefully this will just about be done. Right, personally, I think that is going to be a winner. Right, I'm going to put this outside because it smells a bit strong, but now that I'm used to doing that, I reckon I'll be able to do that one in about, I would say 10-15 minutes, and it will be done. So I don't think it's going to take very long, and that's a really thin layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some of this around the very edge because I want to put the little surround back on, and hopefully between that, I'll leave that off for a minute or two, hopefully between that and the rubber it might make an okay seal. Right, I've got to wait about 4 minutes until that goes tacky. Right, I think it's sufficiently tacky. Okay, and because it's such a thin layer of the rubber, I'm going to put this on it because I know that this stuck really nicely. Well, I'm going to leave that outside to dry. Well, I'm going to fast forward through this one and then I'll do the other two off camera. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry and then I'm going to put some Bostik around the inside to seal that, rub it around, Bostik around the outside, Bostik around that, stick it in, and that will be hopefully another one done. Ta-da! We are finished. The glue is still drying a little bit, but it looks to be okay, so you can see now. Every one of them is moving. When I do that, I won't do every single one. Probably not very good for them. Now, will they be moving as much as they should do? That's my biggest worry. 100% they're sealed, I know that. And looks-wise, they don't look too bad. They're going to be covered with a grill anyway. But what I'm thinking is, originally we had a nice big bit of foam that bent over, so it would have allowed this one to move in lots, while now I presume the travel is just not there, and if the travel's not there, the sound's not going to be there. So that's it all the way there. That's it all the way there. Yeah. And this is it that way. And they're all going to be roughly the same. So I don't know, I mean there's definitely movement there, but I'm thinking maybe the response time will be too slow because it's going to be tighter than it should be. If it was concertinaed, it would work obviously much better with much more movement, or if it was big and bulbous like it was originally, it will work fine. So yeah, put down in the comments, is this a complete waste of time? You can be honest, I won't be offended whatsoever because I'm just experimenting here, and I can buy new Pioneer speakers for £20 each, and maybe technology's moved on, and maybe the £20 speakers nowadays might be much better than the ones from years ago. I really don't know. So yeah, let's get these in the car and see if they do produce any sound, and let's see how bad it actually is. Okay, we are now connected everywhere, so I've got all the speakers in, and you know what, when they're in, they look pretty nice. So let's turn on the radio and see how dull it sounds. Will it sound all right? Will I even be able to tell with my hearing what it's going to be like? Right, so turn it on here, and let's turn the radio on. I haven't had this on since I did the video on it. Wow, that's some interference with the old mobile phone something or other, isn't it? Oh, it's gone now. Right, okay. Well, they're definitely working. The problem is I've got an issue with copyright, haven't I? Right, let me try to find a talk channel, just bear with me. Right, okay, I've got a chat channel here.
And it was in 1860 itself when a performance of an A-flat major string quartet in Berlin was warmly reviewed, albeit in the language of the
Well,
time.
it certainly goes very loud. Whether it's clear or not, I don't know. Let's just make sure each speaker's working.
Lady to try her hand at musical compositions, the achievements of Mademoiselle Meyer merit all the more lively recognition. They bear witness to a high-minded artistic aspiration.
Still love that aerial.
To a field utterly remote from fashion.
So nice.
The latest creations of this richly gifted lady are likewise
that's
imbued
vibrating.
with earnest, almost severe spirit. And given that this spirit appears in plain, unadorned garb, poorly suited to lure a large audience, she may always be assured not only of applause from the connoisseurs, but of the sympathies of
all four of them
and deep-feeling listeners.
Right. Bear with me, I'm just going to listen to a bit of music on this tape here with the best anthems ever, and I just want to see, is it going to sound okay or is it going to sound awful? Right now, I think it sounds okay, but it's the radio, and also it's just I'm just listening to chat, aren't I? So maybe if the speakers were awful, it would sound okay. So yeah, just bear with me a few minutes. Right, okay, I've got all the doors closed now, and I was listening to the best anthems ever. And it's okay up to a certain volume, but then once I go over that volume, more than I would listen to anyway, it doesn't sound good then. It sounds like it's more vibrating through the doors rather than actually coming out of the speakers. So again, copyright, but let me just quickly show you what I mean. So up to this level here, it's fine, but now listen. Yeah, so you can see that it doesn't sound right like that. Right, okay, so it's quite a few days later now, and I have got it to sound better at louder speeds by adjusting the gain here, because when I was trying to get this work, I was wiggling the gain. So it does sound better now, if I put it louder. But there's still not enough movement in the speakers. So what I've done is I popped myself down to Halfords. Well, I looked online, and basically these ones here are pretty similar, I believe, in size, and also they're Pioneer as well, and they are, I think, nominal I think my ones were nominal 20 watts and these are nominal 35 watts. So these are, I think they're more powerful. I don't really know much about speakers, but that's the specifications there. I'm hoping that it will, I'm hoping they'll fit okay. And they were only £30 per pack, and there's 2 in each pack, so £15 a speaker. So not too bad. So obviously, it would have been nice if I could refoam them. If I had waited the month or 2 months to get the stuff through from China, then I suppose I could have refoamed them properly using, well, I'm sure it would have worked okay. So yeah, I'm going to fit these, and at the end of the video, we'll just show you these all fitted and hopefully, fingers crossed, working. Okay, so these are new ones. You can definitely see that the magnet, so the driver thing, definitely isn't as big as those ones. But luckily, have a look here. The mounting holes are going to fit perfectly. So I'm very happy with that. Let's have a look at the front of them. Oh yeah, they're a lot lighter as well. But you know what? Because it's newer technology, maybe they will work better. I don't know. You can put it down in the comments below whether it would be better or worse. Let's be fair though, it's going to have to sound better than this because of these ones here. So the reasons that it's not working well, why it's just stored at a higher speed, is because it hasn't got the movement. If I had this looser, then it would have the movement. It'd be able to vibrate more to get those sounds out. So yeah, can you see here? It's just a lot softer, and there's going to be more movement there than here. My oh my, it sounds so much better. I was completely wrong. I thought the other ones sounded okay. No, they didn't. These sound amazing. There you go, and yeah, they've got they're everywhere now, and they're all working. This one here, and over there as well. So basically, the problem, let me just turn this off. The problem was, I think the idea was there, but the problem was it just didn't allow enough movement, because this is just way too tight. These do look like they've sealed, it's just there's not enough vibration there. So yeah, do you know what? For me, so far on this car, that is the best £60 that I've spent, because I can't believe how good they sound, and they're only cheap speakers. So yeah, refoaming speakers is an option if you get the correct foam that has the right concertina effect or the right, you know, movement to it. But doing it yourself like I did 100% doesn't work. So that is it for this video. If you did enjoy it, give it a big thumbs up, and I will hopefully see you very soon. Thanks so much for watching.